So we're not talking about the president's State of the Nation address today, but you listened in, I'm sure.
Yeah, I did.
So your general impressions in one sentence.
Well, I was in and out, and I gathered quite a bit, the heckling and all. And you know, one area, and I don't know whether I was disappointed or the president made me feel. Anyway, I will say it anyway. One thing I was expecting was he to talk about sanitation. In fact, there are some ministries that I felt was not necessary, and in fact have not performed up to expectation. And one such ministry is the Ministry for Sanitation.
Well, to be fair, he touched on it.
And he touched on it and said that the ministry was gathering and putting structures in place and all that, and now it is ready to take off. So I have reset my time watch, and I'm now looking at what is going to take off from now.
Well, the pledge is that by the end of his term in office, Accra at least will be the cleanest city in Africa.
No Kumasi.
I'll say Accra in cry.
Okay.
But we'll see how it pans out. I've got Rich Love Azuma right here with me as well. She's looking lovely as always. Rich Love, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Have you had lunch?
I have.
You have?
Yes.
Okay, I want to ask you what you ate though, but thank you very much for joining us in the studios here.
I wouldn't mind a second lunch.
I hear you. Well, she's the owner of Rich Love Travel Consult, and she helps people who want to go study abroad. If you want to study medicine, engineering, pharmacy, whatever it is you want to study outside the shores of this country called Ghana, she has all the contacts and all the connections, and she would assist you. So we're talking about countries like Canada, London, USA, China, Ukraine, Russia, you name it. She has all the contacts there, and she would help you get there. Also with me is Mr. Yayira Goka. He is a lecturer at Gempa, Kumasi, and he's also with us in the Studios of Love 99.5. Looking cool as always. Yayira, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, David.
How are you doing?
I'm doing very fine.
All right. Yeah. Good to hear. Good to hear. You want to tell me your own impressions about the State of the Nation today, as presented by the President?
Generally, I think some of us have gotten some hopes. I'm not a politician, but
you're Ghanaian.
Yes, I'm a Ghanaian.
You're a citizen, not
I have hopes
a spectator
that at least in the next 3 years, a lot of things will change.
We pray.
Yeah.
We pray so. Well, we're here to present to you the diary, and it has to do with something that many have raised concerns about, something that I'm myself personally concerned about, I'm worried about, and I think that we need to talk about it just to hope and pray that the right things will be done, and we would have some, some resolve as to changing our mindset about it. Now, let me tell you what it is that we intend to talk about. Now, every human being has the right to own property. However, there are concerns the youth of today are desperate to become rich. And not just become rich, but to become rich quick, whether by fair or foul means. And so when does the pursuit of riches become a craze? That's the question we're asking. Now, before we enter into the studios, many of the young guys here at Love FM were sharing with us their own experiences with people as young as 19 and the amount of wealth they have and what they do with the wealth. Now, why the craze? Where are we rushing to? The youth of today, where are we rushing to, or where are they rushing to? I don't see myself as a youth now, so where are they rushing to? Why the craze to get rich and to get rich quick? That is our conversation here this very afternoon. Now, I'm sure that you go out to town, you might have seen them, some of the young guys, the flashy cars they drive, the expensive things they wear, and the spending as well. Are you bothered? Are you concerned? Talk to us. Share thoughts with us on Facebook. Search for the Diaries post. Drop your thoughts there. You can also hold on to your thoughts, and when we do activate the phone lines, you share some thoughts with us. But Erasmus, let me begin with you. This craze of the youth to get rich quick, I hear is getting to some alarming levels. How true is this, and how concerned are you, Erastus?
Well, let me first say that it's not bad to have an ambition. In fact, it is good to dream big, and it is also good when we're young. We're dreaming of owning, the best beautiful bicycle you can find. And so at that time it was called mountain bike.
Yeah.
And so your dream was that you could raise some money put it in a money box and be able to buy yourself a very beautiful mountain bike. That wasn't a bad dream at all.
And it's a genuine way of, buying the bike.
Exactly. And then as we grew, we had other dreams. In fact, some of us saw, I saw the Citroen vehicle for the first time. And then when it parks, its tires will go inside.
The red tires.
And it fascinated me so much. So I wanted to get myself one when I grew. It wasn't such a bad dream either. But you see, as time went on, I don't know whether it is social media or the advent of new media. So we got to know the Western lifestyle. We watched the Western videos, music videos, where you see artists like 50 Cent and the other people drive the Ferraris and all that. We saw it in the videos, the kind of lifestyle, the dollars being spread all around. And so it gave us a new kind of ambition that we wanted to be rich. But it was also breeding a new way of getting that money, getting it now, even when we do not have the means to get them. And so we started seeing the advent of Facebook, where people started using scamming means. They'll go on dupe people, use certain profiles to dupe people, tell people they are females when indeed they are males, try to get money from them. It started like that, and then it went on and on and on. But it has also brought on board another kind of thing that used to be practiced. I thought it was a myth until I started, when I became a journalist and I got to know the stories, the real stories behind them. At that time, it was called Sikadru, where somewhere in the eastern region, people will take some blood from you, perform some rituals, and they will tell you when you're going to die, and you start getting money, real money, plenty of it, to the extent that in a few moments, people started dying in front of their seats and all that. So there is a blend as we learn. And in fact, the Daily Graphic report about a year or two ago, when the reporter interviewed somebody who was into the blend, the hybrid, the scamming combination of the spiritual aspect, the Sikadru, where somebody, you could see that there were pictures of one of his hands or fingers being chewed away by a ring. And it says that's how come the money really comes. And so he has so much money, but he's losing all his fingers. So you judge that against the kind of lifestyle that the youth of today live. In fact, there are people around Asqua, some of the youth, I see them around Asqua, who as young as 18, 17, and the cars they drive, it's not for their fathers, it's not for their uncles, it's for them. They own it. Some drive Venza and these latest vehicles. They bought it with their own money. The kind of money they spread. You go to the nightclubs, and these young guys, 18, 20, 21, and the kind of money they spread around. I was in a house when a young man approached me. He said he wanted to use my bank account if I have any. I said, but you are 15 years. So why would you need my bank account? What are you using it for? He says he has a friend in China, and the friend wants to wire some $32,000 through my account, and we can split it 50-50. I was shocked to the bone. I thought he was joking. But then later on I realized he was not joking. He needed the account. And so when I said I wasn't going to give him the account, and I'll tell his mother if you go ahead to do it, he said, well, then he doesn't need the account anymore. But later on I found out, yes, he got somebody to do it for him. And an amount of 32,000 was wired through that account, and I can see him riding some of the flashy cars now. So, you see, it's getting to an abnormal level. I know some of you, as you listen to me, you have those stories to tell. There are young guys around who are spending huge bills. And you don't know the kind of work they do. They don't do anything, but they have so much money to spend around. And perhaps you heard some of these stories about scammers and the one they use in the music. If I collect and all that,
Before I go to my other panel here, Erasmus, let me stay with you a bit longer. Where are they rushing to? Why the craze Why are they craving for quick money, for such fast money?
Yeah. You see, I think you know the answer already before you even ask me. Society, the Ghanaian society has come to a level where modesty, words like modesty, integrity, credibility, and those things don't mean anything anymore. Now we are talking about who is rich, and it starts from the family. If you are in a family and you are well-to-do amongst your brothers, you see how your mama treats you. When you go home, they bring out the best of the Paris bowls. They dish out your food in the best of the plates. They treat you in a certain kind of way. If you're in a family and you don't have anything at all, and so you see how they treat you. Compare the two. When you are in a larger family and there's a funeral, and they call everybody to sit around and let's judge or how to come up with a funeral, they call those who have money, those who can help. In society, when you have money these days, you can get almost everything done. Let's go commit a crime, the four of us in the studio, and let's see who will get out first. If you have money, you will get out. If you don't have money, you go to jail even if you have a good case. The society is gradually leaning towards money. Okay? People who have money, resources to spend around. Now we do not cherish salvation in the churches anymore.
Do they even preach salvation?
No.
Okay.
If you preach salvation, you'll be sitting in the church alone. The flock, the multitude, you won't be getting them, because why? We are putting into people's minds that to be blessed means that you should have
wealth. So one more question I go to Yaira here. You talked about the fact that there's, if you go to Asokwa, people as young as 18 own vehicles, very plush vehicles. Now,
not Asokwa alone, it's scattered.
Yeah, I know it's scattered.
All around.
You mentioned Asokwa.
Yeah.
I just want to use that as my case, my case here. Now, you also mentioned that they're as young as 18.
Yeah, some are even younger.
You also mentioned a while ago that, society and the family members, the way they treat people who are well-to-do. Is that to suggest that parents condone these acts? Society condones these acts? I mean, 17-year-old, 18-year-old, I mean, we are condoning what they're doing?
What was the last time people started asking people, where did you get all that money?
We don't ask it.
When was the last time you heard that?
I don't recall.
Get money. Get plenty money. Start helping people.
No matter what age you are.
Yes.
Nobody will ask questions.
Yes. And find out whether people will ask, where did you get the money? Go to church, start donating. Get some huge bills. Fatai boom. Go drop it in the offering bowl. People will see you all right. In fact, they will give you a post. Maybe they will give you deacon or elder or whatever in the church.
I know they will, yeah.
But they will not ask you.
Maybe a chairman for something.
They will not question where you got that amount of money. It came to a point where even I understand some of the banks were even into it. They will create a certain account for you where you can drop these huge amounts of money. There are people who are doing it.
Wow.
So you drop it, they take their card, you take your card, and it's coming from so that it will not be detected. They find a way of covering their tracks and all that. This is happening because society is now glorifying wealth and popularity. And so when you go to church, you hear the sermon that come out. People are talking about the fact that give and it shall be given unto you.
And even when you're poor, they will let you believe that somebody in your family.
Yes.
Let me use this word literally. Who's doing you?
Yeah. And these days, when you are rich, you are not tagged with the witchcraft.
No. If you're poor, rather
if you're poor and old and wrinkled and all that, if you see David around with such good looks, very handsome guy, nobody will say he's a wizard. but let Erastus get wrinkled face and some beer and all that and all that.
But before we got into the studios, you were also sharing some experience with me, because you have taught in a secondary school before you began teaching in a university, let me put it that way, or Gempa for that matter. And you were telling me that during your days as a teacher in that secondary school, somebody as young as 18 owned 3 houses, 2 in Tamale,
Yeah,
one in Accra,
yeah.
and had fleets of cars.
Yeah.
How did you feel when you heard what the person owned at 18?
Well, I was shocked. It was the evening of vacation, so a couple of teachers, we decided to go sit somewhere and relax. It was somewhere in the evening. We were chatting, drinking, eating, chewing. Then a young guy appeared in shorts. Simple looking guy, t-shirt, a pair of shorts on. I think he was closer to one of the teachers. And so he said he should sit. And the guy sat. We continued our drinking, chewing, eating, etc. When we were about leaving, the bartender walked to us and showed us the bill. Then the guy said, "Can I see?" So he picked the bill. How much was it? It was around 250 cedis 3 years ago. The guy just put his hand into his pocket. You could see he was counting the money inside his pocket and pulled out 6 notes, 50 CD notes, and paid the guy and said, "Keep the 50 CDs. So I was shocked. I allowed the guy to go, the bartender to go. Then I asked him, "Well, I'm like that. I'm playing. Why? Do you do browsing? Do you browse?" That's how I asked him. Teaching in the secondary school, I know the terms. If you browse, it means you are a scammer. Do you browse? He smiled. He wouldn't answer. So I appreciated the fact that there were a lot of people. So while we were going, I got closer and I asked him. I said he could confide in me. Yes, he admitted he's been doing it. He has 3 houses, 2 in Tamale, 1 in Accra.
At age 18?
Yeah.
Okay.
He has about 2 beautiful cars. So I asked him, "Why didn't you bring any to school?" He said, "Well, the father wouldn't allow him to do that."
So are parents aware what their kids have? I mean, what wealth do the kids, have or possess or own? Are parents aware?
I think they are aware. Quite a number of them are aware. Maybe not all of them. Yes. Because if really you are monitoring your child, you're seeing the kind of life your child is living, you should even see the kind of phone your child is using. If you didn't buy that phone for your child, you have cause to wonder where he got it from. You have cause to ask him where he got it.
But if your teachers and young people, 18, 17 and all, they own so much wealth, how are you as teachers able to control these young ones in the secondary school?
Oh, take it from me. It's even some pride to be known to be that scammer. So they are the Don Papas.
The what?
The Don
Papas.
Papas.
Okay.
They have servants.
Okay.
They hardly walked alone. So when they were walking, you would see their boys following them, and people would be giving them the funds. They would be spreading the money around, buying food for friends, and they display this thing.
No, but what I'm asking is, how do you as teachers control such students?
No, because they have enough wealth, they can even pay your salaries, they can buy you a house. How do you control them? Well, some of us were able to control them because we were able to talk to them, let them know that I'm not scared of your wealth. Yes, some people may feel intimidated given the fact that the guy is so rich, he's feared by almost everybody.
But for you, it's a no-no.
No.
Richlav, I'm told that it's not just about boys who are engaged in such activities, but even young girls of today are even, surpassing the boys. True?
To a large extent, yes. The men have always done it with the girls. Usually they do it to get recognition. They do it to be able to feel in control. And who are these people that give them this recognition and make them feel in control? It's the girls. So now, it used to be, let me use the girl as the face, then we use it to dupe whoever or whatever means they do it. Now, the girls are learning the trade really fast, and they're getting more involved into it each and every day. So, yeah, the competition is The hustle is getting tighter. The girls are getting more involved.
Why is it so difficult for the youth of today to take time in amassing wealth? I mean, you are 17, for Christ's sake. You are in school. You are under the care of your parents. Why can't they simply go through that?
David, your parents are asking you to go to school, study hard, be a better person in future. But you look at your lecturer and the kind of life your lecturer is
so
living.
Encouraging.
No, not at all. He's driving some old rickety something, and you ask yourself, is this a better future you are giving me? Making it look like everything has to do with passing exams. People could have been taken through technical training in school. They'll finish early and get jobs, be employed, be self-sufficient. But we're making it look like everything has to be math and English. Learn, pass, go, come, the ladder. You go and come, and your friends who dropped out, they are making a better life. Or better still, those who are scamming, now it's Game Boys. They don't call them scammers anymore.
It's Game Boys.
Nanya Sakawa, it's a Game Boy.
Okay.
And like Yaira said, it's some swag. Like, you've got to be witty, you've got to be smart, you've got to be intelligent in a bad way to be able to, it's like you're outsmarting somebody out there. So you've got to be all of that to be a successful Game Boy. So they see it as, I am the smartest. And when there's this generation is a technological generation, so you've got to be intelligent to be able to use this technology to your advantage. So they see it as some form of achievement.
Okay.
That they've gotten to. So I mean, people want to get to their destination without going through the journey. Why the hustle?
Why the hustle?
Yeah.
Hey, Russell, so why are you and I hustling? Why are we not doing what they're doing?
I asked the
It's
same
a
question.
matter of choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what? I wouldn't like to drive a better car.
But
Or
those things, this way comes with consequences. A lot of.
We'll talk about all that.
Yeah,
man.
good.
But when the consequences go, but we'll talk about all that.
Something must kill man.
But you know something? I saw a couple of them.
Yeah.
I was telling you, Rasmus, three young boys. They'll not be above age 21, and they had these bags. What I don't know what they call them.
Body bags.
Body bags. Body bags is meant for cops. So
Yeah. So
But
those side bags, the small side bags.
this one small
big
side
ones?
ones. They are quite big.
It's called a body bag.
I hear
Get
you.
some swag on.
I should get a swag on. Mate, menkope me wan menkope swag. Body bag. I hear you. And Charlie, the amount of money they have in there. Yeah, and Erasmus. I don't know whether you've seen these guys with these bags. I saw 3 of them, and I could not close my mouth for God knows how long. In that bag, I didn't go looking into the bag, but if they dip hands in there and they're spreading and doing their thing, you don't see 10 cedi notes or 5 cedi notes or 20 cedi notes. It's 50. So my question is, you go through all this hustle, you go through all this trouble just to make all this money and waste it, because that's what they do. They're wasting the money.
Because there is enough.
Yes.
They are not wasting it. They are
get
spending
every
it,
day,
man.
yeah.
There's too much to spend.
Well, I'm going to use the word waste. It's like, they
wasting
didn't
it.
work for it. So they do
Are
not
you sure they didn't work for it? If you
necessarily-
scam somebody,
Yeah, but
If a Game
they
Boy,
didn't
you're
go
still
through
working.
well, it takes a lot of
Yeah,
mental
they still work.
stimulation
So
and
why waste it?
mental strength to be able to scam somebody. But then they know tomorrow there's going to be more. Youthful exuberance. They haven't passed through life enough to understand savings and understand the dynamics of
they
life.
want to say?
The money is overwhelming. The money is overwhelming. It has to pass somewhere. At their age, certain things are generational. At their age, they can only think of the new shoe is what, Balenciaga and Jordan.
Erasmus,
What?
Erasmus, get your swag on.
Jordan.
Do you know Balenciaga?
And some Ray-Ban shades and some skinny jeans and then Beleg, those champagne Moet and stuff like that. This is what gives them.
And they buy one drink. If I tell you the price at which they buy a drink, something you can get for 7 cedis or 9 cedis, they will want to buy it at what, 100 and something.
Uniska, David Tai.
And yes, you can mean
Listen,
but I
but
did to
you will use it for a purpose.
they buy drinks 150, 200 Ghana cedis. So small something.
Yeah, David,
And I'm sorry, yeah.
That's fine.
Even though for those who I was talking about when I met them this week, Erasmus, I don't know for whatever reason they had met because one amongst them wanted to get rid of his car. I mean, was selling it. If I tell you what car it was and how much the person was selling it for, or maybe someone's either a bicycle or Otowana. And people will come and buy such cars from such people, not having at the back of their minds whether they're doing the right thing, whether it is wrong or right, whether it's safe or not. They're just doing it.
They couldn't be bothered. This is what gives them satisfaction. This is what gives them recognition. Wow. This is what gives them status. You are rather seeing your certificate and you are saying this is, or the books you've read, this is what gives me the status. This is what makes me David or who I am. You speak and people listen. To them, the money is what makes them who they are.
The rest is, are they living a very comfortable life? Because the money is there. Are they comfortable?
I have heard stories. And at least I have gotten closer to one of them.
Okay.
It comes with consequences. These days they have two types. Previously it was just the scamming.
Okay.
But now they add the spiritual stuff.
Okay.
And the spiritual stuff, you know, when Satan gives you something, it doesn't come for free. It comes with a whole lot of things. And so if I'm even going by the graphic story, that interview, if you search it online, you get it. It comes with pictures. In fact, it was a full center spread. It was detailed. The guy he interviewed, the pictures showed one finger which is off, the other finger which is almost going off, with a ring in there. And he was explaining that, in fact, if you want to get the money, after he had gone into the whole thing, the ritual is such that he wears the ring on a finger. And when it chops the finger off, so it's a gradual process. It keeps chopping the finger off, and you're not supposed to remove it.
With pain or without pain?
With pain, of course. With pain. And so as that finger goes off, the ring would certainly chop it off.
Suffer to gain.
And then you put it on the next finger, and the money keeps coming.
So until you lose all 10 fingers.
Then
you go to your toes.
Yeah.
Then maybe start wearing earrings.
Yes.
And then you lose your ears. And you go to
Some of them have told me, well, you're not supposed to bath. You're supposed to sleep with mad women on the streets. You're supposed to, you know, a whole lot. It comes with a whole lot of, depending on the level and the amount of money you've taken and all that. So you see them as flashy as they are, but there's a lot to it.
And indeed, Erasmus talks about flashy as they are. And if you get to Facebook, Instagram, and you see images and pictures of what they have by way of wealth and how young they are, how well decorated and expensive their rooms are. What? Rachel, you're shaking your head.
Charlie, it makes you look like you are not part
of the world.
You don't exist, David. They make you feel so much like a loser if you are not careful. Yes, if you are not careful and you follow these posts and stuff like that. They live this superficial life, like I should call it, but that is their reality. They live this cover page kind of life. They're living all this Disney World kind of life, and they don't make certain things realistic.
And they have a slogan. And in fact, when you talk about long life and you talk about living modestly and all that, they will tell you, after all, we are going to die.
Yeah, something must kill
me. They tell you that every sin is a sin. Yeah. And so if I'm killing somebody for money and you are stealing, we have all sinned. Yeah. And we are 40 years now.
That's right.
If you've heard it in the songs, that's the kind of slogan they use. You think you are living longer, so we 40 then. So if you get 40 years, so what? So if you are young, you must get money. And it comes in songs, it comes in, and that's the kind of build-up, the enticement they give to the youth. And so it gets into their head and they think that, well, why live modestly? Why go by the long routes and all the rules and regulations of life and blah, 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 when you can make it now, enjoy yourself and die early? What is at stake?
David, we are sitting here wondering why the guys are wasting the money.
They're also wondering why we are not making that.
And I'm happy that
they should come sit in front of me and ask me, and I'll tell them.
Good.
And I'll tell them why what they're doing is wrong.
I'm happy that
I pray some of them are listening.
It's you that it's bothering.
Good. Erastus indicated that there are two types: the normal cybercrime, which requires so much smartness, and so most of our guys are not able to go for that one because you need to be really smart. And the other one, which is spiritual.
Yeah.
Some of the monies are simply meant to be spent. They are not meant to be saved.
No.
So some time ago, you realize that most of the guys doing this were using Toyota Corolla. Why were they not using Range Rovers? Why don't they go buy really expensive cars? Let's see. You see, these things have limits. In my village, where if you had those powers, not the scamming powers, you could lean on a wall and appear somewhere else. I ask myself, why is it that all the people in my village have not disappeared and appeared in the United States of America? there's a limit.
Yeah.
There's a distance you can go. You can go beyond that. If not, all the people in my village should be in California enjoying themselves.
Yeah, the way you speak, sometimes I have the feeling like maybe you went into it and stopped. Though. I need to interrogate further. I'll be right back after this very break. Please don't go away.
wouldn't be teaching.
Oh, this gate. Hey, Mr. Techi, please come and help me open my gate. I beg you. What is wrong with this gate? You know, this is the second time I've changed this gate after the thieves broke into my shop 2 months ago. When I open it, it always gets stuck in the middle here. I don't know why. I'm even tired of it.
Papako, I've always been telling you, never compromise on quality. You see, I've been using my roller shutter gate for the past 10 years, and I have never had any problems with it because I got it from Donima Steel Complex. Donima Steel Complex provides quality roller shutter gates at affordable prices. They are of high quality and impossible to break in. That's not all. They have the manual and automatic gate systems, which are ideal for warehouses, domestic stores, and garages. And they are installed by professionals without any extra charges.
Had I known.
Don't had I known, yeah. Locate Donima Steel Complex at Asafo, YF Junction, near the Ghana Revenue Authority office, or call 0244-126-625. Donima Steel Complex, home of tropical products.
Meme da no pasay dia me fam cast afwa na me pro me engine mo na chese enkonkwa me ni che ultimate fashions any ultimate furniture city ultimate fashions ahwe mane meme nyina na se me increase me swagger yesan se me kwa designer shirts bi te se Ferdinando, Kenneth Cole, Max Fendi, Perry Jacobs any dia keka ho bebre ni nyina me nya bito ultimate bet show Italian shoes slippers and sandals khaki any material trousers office any wedding wear for the ladies ultimate to all kinds of American designer dresses. Say be a wedding our engagement and a dinner be or party be the old best fistro costume from our ultimate fashions what brand IGD will we be our ultimate will be Ellen Tracy and Adriana Papel, Jones New York, Tahari, Casper, any baby for today's perfect gentleman and lady. The only place to go are your ultimate fashions. Ultimate Furniture City. The furniture store be also say more living room furniture, bedroom sets, dining room sets, garden, and a porch chairs. Actually, Ultimate Furniture City, catch on so because ultimate selection and the BNA plus 3 and your money fair and your money heavy and your money a class. Obi round them na se woton your mefi ultimate furniture city and one way who dibre make a shini kutre and still whole looking funky me see and frame ultimate kwa if it be binti ultimate fashions and furniture city simply a touch of style medu ultimate ewedum Methodist in Chewa.
The great thing about life is that we are all different and we are free to enjoy life's different flavors everywhere. Under the blazing sun or during a fun night out with a crew, it doesn't matter because at that moment, all you need to do is reach for a Club Mineral to turn up the sweet, bitter, bubbly, spicy or tangy flavor. Whether Club Orange, Club Cola, Club Muscatella, Club Soda or Club Tonic, there's a flavor for everyone. Turn up the flavor. Club Minerals, there's a flavor for everyone.
You are great, yes, you are.
The Word of God is a strong foundation, a rock that keeps us standing through the storms of life and exposes our innermost thoughts and desires. Join the International Central Gospel Church Trinity Temple, Kwadaso, every Sunday from 8 to 10:30 a.m. as we help you discover your purpose through life-transforming messages. Remember, the proof of a desire is in its pursuit. Don't miss our weekday services on Wednesdays and Fridays from 6:30 to 8 p.m. Your life will never be the same.
Say you are great. You are great. Say you are great. You are great. Everything about you is great.
In life, we have a choice.
To look for a way or to make our own way. Professional women need Pro Woman, which contains evening primrose, starflower oil, and other carefully selected ingredients which give you a healthy skin, hair, nails, and regular undelayed monthly cycle.
Proman is a specially developed multivitamin enriched with essential vitamins, L-carnitine, Siberian ginseng, and amino acids, which give a boost to your immune system and increases your performance at work. With Proman
And Pro Woman, we have the power to make our own way.
Proman and Pro Woman give you health and vitality for an active lifestyle.
Solely imported and marketed by NS Chemist Limited.
For the past 12 years, New Generation Investment Services Limited, a leading investment banking firm, has guided thousands of institutions and retail investors to make millions in secure portfolio investments. New Generation Investment Services Limited is licensed by the Securities and Exchange Commission and the National Pension Regulatory Authority. We offer Treasury Bill Plus fixtures for products such as fixed deposits, premium investments, NGI's Child Care Investment, and Diamond Plus investment plans, as well as manages Tier 2 and Tier 3 pension funds. NGI's Limited also manages the Enidaso Mutual Fund. Talk to our seasoned investment advisors now and we will structure an investment portfolio for you. Visit us at first floor Kokobo Jubilee House, Adum, Kumasi, and second floor Abosoma Kotre House near Cocoa House, Sunyani, or our website www.ngis-group.com. Call us in Kumasi on 03220-91608 or in Sunyani on 0352-197-482. New Generation Investment Services Limited, achieving excellent returns on your investment.
Well, we've got some 22 more minutes to history and I'll be parting ways with you. Today, Thursday, the 8th of February, 2018, well, we're having this conversation with the youth of today. Are chasing after money. They want to make money. They want to make the money so quick, such that they are into so many engagements to make the money. Erastus and Yagira, as well as Rishlaf, have told us that some of them do it spiritually. Some of them are, Game Boys. They have the body bags, and in these bags are huge sums of money. You'd never find 10 city notes or 5 city notes. If you open my wallet, maybe you cry. You cry for me.
It's a sad distance.
It's not a sad distance. I'm comfortable with my life. I don't know about them, but Erasmus, are we the adults of today? Are we making things? Are we painting pictures? Let me put it that way. Are we painting a picture to the youth of today that hard work doesn't pay? Is that what it is?
Well, previously we used to have role models. I think gradually we are running out of them. The focus is now turned on who has the amount of, the biggest chunk of money, who is making it big, at what point. I think we are preaching the message of prosperity in the wrong way.
And again, just to add to it, you realize again that we are always nagging at home as fathers, and child school fees we can't pay, and mother asks for money, and you like asking for money too much. So we are always complaining, painting a picture that, say unisika. So when they're listening to us, that's what we're communicating. That it's always bad to be poor. So find ways and means of becoming rich. So we are contributing to it, aren't we?
Yeah. And the messages that are going around, in our churches and all that, it's not helping. Yes, it's good to be rich. In fact, who wants to be born poor? It's good to be rich. When you have money.
But you're not rich, but your life is comfortable, Erastus, aren't you?
But when we're defining who is rich, how do we define that? Is it by flashy cars and building mansions?
Rich means you can afford whatever you want to without any stress.
Okay, so by what means
at any time?
By what means should you be rich? I think that definition is not coming out quite clearly, and so we are teaching the youth to go in other areas to get money. I just googled Sakawa Ghana, and if you do that as well on your phone, the kind of stories you see. Sakawa boy dies after coming into contact with water. We want to quit, but there's no way out. Sakawa boys confesses, we want to quit, but there's no way out. Sakawa boys, internet scamming in Ghana, a lot. Tamale stopped Sakawa boy arrested in connection with 10 million gold scam, blah, 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 blah. It goes on and on and on. Plenty stories. And some of these stories are very real, up and close, with people who have gone in there and have experienced it. Have the money, wants to get out, but there's no way out. I think that despite all these stories, there are young ones who are also in there, and I see the stories on joy business, entrepreneurship that is springing up each day and day out, where people really believe that yes, you can also strive and make good money, and live in peace and enjoy it. And so I will not say that it's totally the story is so bad that we cannot get out of it. There are people who are striving out there, making it big, like myself. I started very small, and
now you're a big boy.
Now I'm going big in the media. So you can use me as an example. David is there. David is now a big man, and in fact, he holds a name that rings bells in so many houses. You can see Rich Love. If you are a lady and you're looking for a role model, Rich Love has his own company, and she's doing so well. A very good model for entrepreneurship.
And that's why I have a problem, because if you listen to Rich Love, for example, say that for you to become a very good, game boy, you need to be very witty, very sharp, like they would say, shark. So if you're that sharp, why don't you channel it through genuine means?
Yeah.
Is that not possible, Rich Love?
It is very possible. If, as a nation, I don't know if you're familiar with the Maslow hierarchy of needs.
Yeah.
I think most of us are still in the third stage. That is the love of belongingness. We are still trying to fit in a society. We hardly climb to the self-actualization side. So a little bit of that side. People don't see the importance of intrinsic reward. If I do something for you, David, and you tell me thank you, I'll ask, where can I cash thank you? Which ATM accept thank you? Which bank can I withdraw thank you? We are so focused on the physical reward than, Namishra, or thank you, or well done, or we even give you a reward that doesn't come with monetary or something. We could channel this. What we are doing is like just the parables about the people with the talent, the one that dug it and hid it. He used intelligence to know that if I dig, strength to dig, intelligence to know that if I hide it here, it may not rust. Maybe I better it clean. The same people, the other two guys who invested and saved and reaped profit, they also use strength to walk in, to go invest and sell. And then intelligence to understand this business is lucrative. They all use the same intelligence, but some people use it positively, others use it negatively. Well, at the end of the day, we saw the reward that was given to each of them. I think we should start channeling. Parents have a lot of work to do. I weep for the next generation. We are not seeing the impacts now. But the children these people are bringing forth, how are they going to be in the society? How are they going to feel? What kind of homes are they going to be coming from?
And young girls are following these boys.
What advice would they give to their children
as young as 15, 16, 17 are following these boys? And all because of what? Money.
With what direction? No sense of direction. All they see is the money is here. Social media and the world now being a global village is not helping matters. Now, you can see what is in the other world. And unfortunately, we watch too much movies. And movies don't give realistic stuff. I tell people, look, when you watch even our Ghanaian movies and you've never been to Ghana, you think we're here, we walk around in some bright-colored sateen and some cow tails and some jewelries like that. When in fact, we don't dress. Movies have portrayed some false lifestyle, and people want to fit in that video clip. People want to live that kind of life. So it's creating a lot of unrealistic expectations and unrealistic offers out there for the youth to follow. Really, my worry is for the next generation that is rising.
I think there's an area that we've not talked about.
What's that?
Bridging the gap between the poor and the rich. I think there is a part of our leaders, successive leaders, have failed to bridge that gap. And so the rich keep getting richer and the poor keeps getting poorer. In fact, as a journalist, I've gone to certain areas and sometimes I don't know what to do. I don't know whether to cry for them, or if I had so much money, I would have helped people in that area. In fact, you see people who are growing in slums. You see extreme poverty. You can feel the poverty. You look at people and they are not worried about what to wear. They are worried about what to eat for the day. And so if somebody like that, struggling within the ghettos, trying to come up, sees people with this flashy stuff and all that, the next thing that comes into your mind is that, well, if I stay here, I'm going to die.
I totally agree.
And if I go for this kill, I will die also. So why not go for the kill?
And indeed, Erasmus, it's not just about, they being Game Boys or spiritual, chasing after spiritual money and stuff like that. But you and I know, and we shall be talking about that in detail tomorrow afternoon. What happened in broad daylight, where guys on motorbike with pistol in hand were robbing mobile money joints.
Yeah.
All in the name of getting money quick. Meanwhile, if you see the description of these guys, they are people who can put their energies, even if they don't have education to use their heads in other fields of endeavor, they can use their energies to make money for themselves. Rather, they choose to do this all in the name of making quick money. Quick money. That's what we're doing.
So let us not.
Some of them is also hunger driven. I saw
Yeah,
clips on
that's
social
what I'm
media.
talking about. That's what
he's
David, these guys were boasting how they were Game Boys and how they were making money and how they could afford fried rice. My heart bled.
Let me tell you,
They were showing off their fried rice with chicken. Food I, myself and you will not eat because we see it as junk. These boys were flaunting it and boasting how they are Game Boys and how they are independent now and how they are making money and they can buy fried rice and chicken.
that one doesn't attract me in any way.
I could only think, no, but to them, it sounds like that. That's the motivation.
The temptation is big.
Hungry.
Richard, the temptation is big, and I want to throw that one to you, Yaira. The temptation is so big, especially when you go onto social media, you say a 19-year-old or 21-year-old who owns some beautiful posh mansion.
Yes.
Charlie, if you look at the television, the size of his television, look at the fleet of cars he has on his compound.
Yes.
And you look at his age. Sometimes, annoyingly, they don't even grow big. They are like... You ask yourself,
oh yeah, Rich, you don't eat fufu. You eat ice cream.
It's so tempting. How do we encourage others who are being tempted through the hardship that they're going through right now? How do we encourage others not to fall prey to some of these things? But before you do, Erasmus, you made mention of something, and I want to tell you a story. There's a panel member, who joins us sometime for the diary, and unfortunately, one night he went to bed and he forgot to put on his electric fence wire. So unfortunately for him, armed robbers came to his home. And so they told him to bring money. He gave them 3,000 Ghana cedis. And they were happy, so they were leaving. And he called the leader and said, you know what the leader said to him? And listeners, forgive me. I said, because we're talking about people who are hungry. We won't put them on me. But we be 2 by 3,000. But yeah, tempting as it is, how do we stay away from it, especially the youth out there?
You can never wish to be as rich as someone. I put all of these problems.
They're getting rich, people are engaging it. They're making the money.
That is him. That is not
and they're flaunting.
You.
So I can also make it.
I will put all these problems at the doorsteps of the insufficient socialization. We can go on and apportion the blames. We can blame social media. Social media was brought about by the developed countries. Are the Western children abusing it the way we are abusing it? So we see those things on social media. It doesn't mean we should abuse it.
Well, let's give us a call on 0322083596. If you have any experience to share, are you also concerned as we are? What do you also want to, add to this very conversation? Whatever it is you want to add, give us a call now. 0322083596. Let me hear you. Yeah.
We can go ahead and blame Western influence. They see those kids in the movies, the music guys doing it. They dress so nice. They use the flashy cars. So you also want to have it? Are you not concerned about how they get their monies?
Well, we'll continue from there, shortly. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, what's your name?
David.
Yes, what's your name, please?
I want to tell you something. These days, there is nothing like scamming, though. It is purely sacral because you can't go dupe the person physically. You have to add some kind of blood sacrifice or something in it. And I'm glad Mr. Ayera said this because I was with him in a mass. We saw some of the teachers encouraging some of the students to do that. But you as a teacher has to teach the child or the student the right way to go. Lead him where he or she is going astray. But we saw some teachers in a mass who are encouraging students to do it. And it's not only in a mass. Some schools like Islamic and other schools. I'll add the GES to have a look at it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And please, don't let's mention the names of schools. I cannot, really substantiate what you're saying. So let's just say secondary schools for that matter. Yeah. Nana Kweku.
Hello.
Let's hear you, sir.
Yeah. I've been listening to your program. The whole thing is that you see the social fiber that we have is totally collapsing. Back in the days, my mom or my dad, when he sees, or my mom, when she sees that I'm even putting on even a slipper, will ask, where did you get it from? These days, people see their children wearing clothes and everything. They don't ask them. The child they say, oh, I had it from this friend of mine, and then the mom is just cool with it. Today, I went to the sports stadium today. I went to drop my son at the Interco. And what I saw, I nearly cried. I was just advising my son. I said, look, it's just for you to enjoy what I also enjoyed, but please be careful. Because right now, the social group at churches, you go there and they are preaching worth. This is what you need to do to get worth. So when the person comes out, he or she thinks that, look, I need to get this and get rich faster. And so funny, this age, 18, 20, when they see 50,000, they think it's so much money. 100,000 is so much money, but it's nothing. That's why they come out and they're able to buy a cola and then they can just spread out and everything and they think they are okay. Mm-hmm. But they are not.
I'm telling
you this. It's time to start educating the youth of today that, look, there's also the other side where if you toil and gain, you can really be happy.
Thank you very much, Nana Kweku. Kalusha, good afternoon.
No, good afternoon to you.
Thanks for your patience, sir. Let's hear you.
David, they say get money quick or die trying. You see, David, the social media and the media are at large. The electronic, the printed are all, contributing factor. David, on our television in the evening, you see the money, they are advertising, come for money. Myself, somebody just WhatsApp me, within 3 days I should come. Fame, money, popularity, within 3 days. David, I tell you what, if you're not godly, you go for it. But I tell you, David, those who are in, if you know the problem that they are facing, you dare not. I tell you, the money is there, but these people are not feeling comfortable. We see them as they are feeling good, but I tell you, in them, all is not well. David, and it's temporary. Those in Accra, you have seen it. I mean, I tell you what, David, I don't want to go far. I don't want
my
to
brother, I hear you, Kalusha.
The more we say myself, I'm the once and for all having of venture in it. But I tell you, David, once you go for it, you will come back again. You go and you stay in, no matter how it is. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, my brother. Sherry Daniel.
Yeah.
Good afternoon. Let's hear you.
Good afternoon. It's an interesting topic, and it's happening everywhere. Everywhere you pass is there. But as if they are doing it, it's now a society. As the rich people, those who have done it and they want somebody to also, or somebody wants to get rich, they try to initiate you into it. And that is very, very bad. I hope, say, like, majority of the youth, they are saying, he said there's nothing that the government is doing. According to sources, when you ask, there's nothing the government is doing, and they want to also do something for themselves, get rich or die trying. So why don't you try other avenues? And no, this can be rough, because your money time will be. What is that?
Thank you very much, Sherry Daniel. Bashiru.
Yeah, David.
Yes, sir. Let's say you, boss.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Well, there's nothing like Game Boy these days. To be honest, the young guys are going for money rituals. It's very alarming. And believe, by 10 years now, if we didn't pray on this issue, in fact, it's going to disturb our younger generation that are coming. It's very serious. So let's pray for the better.
Let's pray for them indeed. But it's not about prayer alone, no. Let's act as well. Mr. Jemfi, good afternoon.
Afternoon, boss.
Let's hear you.
It seems the advancement of technology has brought a lot of problem, has caused more harm than good to Africa, specifically Ghana. Even in advanced level, they are taking good advantage of their technology. And if you come to Ghana, it seems you are taking bad advantage of technology. It's time for us to put drastic measures in place to keep those kind of bad attitudes among our youth. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much as well for your call. Kwame is on the line. He's calling us from Asokwa. Good afternoon, sir. Hello, Kwame. Hello? Yes, Kwame from Asokwa. Let's hear you.
Hi. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes. With all this is, I think the society has a share of the blame. A society that also gives great avenues for, people, especially the youth, to dissipate the high energy level of energies that they harbor in them. Eventually, they find ways to channel these energies. One, if the society does not create enough grounds for, because it's a talent, they are having this talent in them. However, they are just finding ways to go about this. So the people, whoever can exploit them, you just take them away. If you don't take care, the next time it's going to be about. Have you seen children gathering at Interco just to showcase their rap might and then their dancing skills?
Yeah.
When you go elsewhere, the government, deliberately creates avenues, providing centers for people to gather just to show how they, to show their talent. But if they are not having all these avenues for them to dissipate all these energies, eventually.
That's what happens.
These are some of the things that are bound to happen.
I hear you, quick. Let me speak one more call. Thomas, good afternoon.
Afternoon, boss.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Afternoon to your panelists. Yeah, my issue is due to your own greediness. We don't want to extend our helping hand to the poor and the needy. That is my issue.
I hear you. Well, thank you very much for your call, and we're not, in the position to pick in more calls. Please bear with us. Yeah, you are wrapping up on something as to what we can do to help these ones, although the temptation is that big.
Parents largely should help instill the right values into their wards. We cannot continue forever blaming social media, influence of Western stuff. We cannot continue talking about those issues. If you have the right values, you will not be easily influenced.
But I'm sure parents can really help, because I'm worried. Here's a situation where the parent himself is gnashing. You don't have. And your child is giving you some 10,000 or some 50,000 and say, Charlie, morals and whatever.
You don't care the consequences of that?
Charlie, we're looking at money here.
You don't value the life of your child.
And then the law enforcement agencies, when a child comes to register a Range Rover, who cares? But in developed countries, when a certain amount of money enters your account, they trace you.
You know what Irazu said a while ago? Yeah. If all of us go commit a crime right now, and you have money more than all of us, you go scot-free. So when you go to wherever the registration is, once you have the purchasing power, you are good to go. Hey, Rasus, thank you very much. And Rishlav, thank you as well.
Thank you.
I'm contemplating on taking some action over the weekend. So, Dalali, good afternoon to you. How's your day been like?
Yeah, David, the same usual.
You heard the president deliver the State of the Nation address. He touched on sports and talked about football and what plans they have for football. Exciting?
Construction of pitches.
Yeah.
Zongos.
And he's talking about Abedi Pele and Tony Boy and all that.
Yeah, because the coast football is dying, and probably if we get these pitches, we can revive it. So we'll wait and see if the pitches will really come alive.